Okay, after an immense amount of stuff in around, I have everything working, I believe. So we're going to run around and do this. So basically, I'm playing with Alpha 21 and a whole bunch of 7 Days to Die, obviously. Well, hopefully, obviously. And a bunch of friends have asked me about it because I don't shut up. So I'm going to show you all my little cribs, little places. So this is my place in the desert, and this is my workshop. So I have, as you can see, an animal. I have my little advanced bellows, and I have a crucible now, so I can make steel. So you can see all the stuff I can make. The graphics are just, compared to Alpha 20, the graphics are just beautiful. Like look, you can see all the little, and as you add and take away, like the handful, the bellows and the crucible actually appear and disappear, and you can see like it's burning logs instead of coal, but you can see that it's got stuff and it's doing things and it's working away. Here's all the junk that I've got now. I'm going to need to make a bunch of concrete to do the horde base that I'm going to show you. And then I've got my chemistry, I can make fuel, and I've got my workbench. And just like the detail of like, that is the workbench that I want. Like, it's even the same vices I want at home. Like this is all really cool. And just the graphics and the attention to detail is just amazing. And the books, like you actually find those books in the game. It's really cool. So what this is a tunnel out to the trader down there. It's just a rock tunnel. But occasionally zombies come and pound on it when I am mining up above. So this is my mine. And that is my mushroom room. They, for whatever reason, they grow better if I put them on blocks. So that might be my perception, but that's what I do. And so in here we have lead, we have oil shale, and we have iron. Go mining in here, and up there, can you see it at all? You can kind of, this stuff, that's nitrates, which you need for a whole bunch of stuff. You climb up, and this is the little house, top part of the house. My little very loud wall cupboards, my quick grab, my bedroll, and that's the cooking. And again, like you can see the grill and the pot there. Now I don't have the beaker because I've got the beakers downstairs. The chemistry set. My brain is fading. So that's the little inside bit, and then here is the patio with the dew collectors. So this in big change from Alpha 21 was that from Alpha 20 was that you can't make jars and just fill up with the water block trick. So you've got to set these up anywhere that you're going to spend time. So I've got 4 there, and then you come up here and it's a bit of a glitch. And this is the farm. So there's corn and potatoes. And then the mushrooms downstairs, plus water, you can make a vegetable stew, which is the primary food I make. This is my little, he's still getting built, my little desert base, but you've got your little patio bit. And I had to extend it out a little bit for the farm. And I just fill all this up with barbed wire so that the little wanderers that come up to try and get at me in there get tore up a little bit. I'll concrete all of this later. But it looks quite nice. Nice little base, and the trader's just there. So he's nice and convenient, and there's water there. And I just got the motorbike last night, so I'm very happy. So I'm going to take you around to the horde base that I just started building. It's fairly insane. It's a variant on a design I've used a bunch over the years. Well, not the years, but over the 7 days years. But this is the first time I've ever built one in quite such an insane place. Usually, usually I build in like a big open area for my horde base, and I like to build my little bases up on peaks. This time I decided to do a horde base on a very high peak. So these are the steps. And you've got your robot sledge. And the whole point of the robot sledge is as you're coming up here, and I might actually move him back. Yeah, I'm going to move him back. Bear with me. I don't like where that one is. So, actually going to here. The idea behind putting the power sledge here, and I've got to upgrade my robotics so that I can have the two running at the same time, is that you come up here and wallop, and then they fall all the way down there. I don't know if zombies have fall damage in this particular one, but it's going to take them a while to get back up. And if they do manage to get past him, and they jump, they land here, and they get wallop, and they go down there. So that's the idea, and then there'll be a big door there, and you've got your safe to put all your ammunition, health, and whatnot in. So I'll put a vault door there. And then if you have a look here, you can see that there's lights and a light. And as I upgrade, you've got your railings around here. We call these the Cleo rails to stop her falling over, because she does do that a lot. The idea is you can stand up here and you can shoot the birds, but I want to put spotlights on the sides here so that they shine down and illuminate this whole area, because on Horde night it can get quite dark. So I want spotlights there, and then eventually turrets on these two corners to shoot down and kill any of the zombies. And that will all be powered. Oh, right. All right, by my solar, which I have installed the bank. I have yet to actually get any of the solar cells, but the whole thing's going to be powered by solar, so it'll run all the time. I'll put batteries and whatnot under here so that you should be able to just leave it run constantly. So it'll always be illuminated and it'll always be ready. And then I'll put the turrets on the switch in here. So there'll be a switch there, I guess, where you just go click, or maybe I'll put it by the door, so just click, and everything turns on. So that's the Horde base. But what I like about it, what I really do love about it, is like if I go back up here, then I feel like Cleo want to do that, and I get my rifle with the most powerful scope. So like you can see so far, like the detail is just insane. Like there's the dusty horizon. There's my little base over there, and you can see. So we've got, that's the wasteland. That's the burnt forest. Snowfields are over there, and then there's the green forest area, which is where we're going to be heading next. So you can just see so much, and it's so pretty. Okay, let's head back down, and of course, if a player falls from this side, you will break your legs, which I do pretty much all the time. Certainly if I'm in any kind of confrontation. First thing that seems to happen is I break my legs. Oh, there are also little chickens, and now you can run them over. Yeah, you can run over just about anything and kill it now. But it does cause damage to your bike, which I've got to repair mine. We'll get to that one. So now we'll pull up the map. And you see that's actually where I want to go from there. So turn it around and speed along. See the weather changes as you come into the different biozones, so you definitely see, you know, you go to the bird forest, it's now rainy and it looks depressing. Sort of, I do get a little bit of, I have noticed in the last 10 hours I was playing, I get a little bit of graphic stutter, but it's nowhere near as bad as the old one. And I think it's this, because I turn on the lights. So this is my little hole I dug, and then this is for this. Now I don't spend time here, so I have a bed, I have a little light, and I have a storage chest with some random junk. And I accidentally hit the button that grabs everything from it. Go away, I don't need you. So I tend to use that when I go to that trader and I'm doing missions in this area. That's just a spot to stop and unload, especially before I had the bike, because now I've got the bike, it's much easier to fill it up and move it. With the mini bike or the push bike before that, you've got very little storage. So now we're gonna come along here. It's really starting to rain and storm now. Oh, there we go. Thunder and lightning. Kind of cool. Okay, so we're going to get to here. And we're going to pop the map open again. And we're going to go to this house. So if we come over here and we zoom in, we can see that's my little house over there. And we're going to push our way through. Oh, there's a zombie. And unfortunately, a lot of this game is just plowing through like this. You know, you've got to drive 1 or 2k to get to a mission, get from one base to another where you've got supplies. So there is unfortunately a lot of this driving. Oh look, now isn't the weather lovely because we're out of there. It's still stormy, still windy. You can see the trees are blowing everywhere. Oh, there's an airdrop. Turn my light off now. And we just trundling through. Very monotonous. Start doing slides to keep myself entertained. Ah, there's the trader. This is where I started my game. This is where I have my biggest and sort of most impressive base. So we'll trundle up here. I won't go up to the snow base because that's... Although it's pretty, there's 2 of them actually. I built them next to each other because I lost the first one. It's not really that entertaining. So this is my main base, my little motorbike parking area. I don't really know why I built this. Originally it was to put the bike in, but I added all the spikes because I get a lot of screamers and auto attack, so you can see the spikes get chewed up. So the whole way around, and I've dug this part out because I discovered that they were walking up the earth, jumping onto those spikes and then jumping into my base. So I had to dig the earth away a little bit. You can see I didn't finish off down there properly. And then you come around. So I planted all these trees. This is my source of wood. That was a mine that I've sealed off. In fact, I have been lazy. Seal that. So this is the secondary entrance. The primary entrance has a turret there just to protect, mostly so as I come out, it will shoot at the ones coming up. You can see the damage there, so they have been hitting my door a bit. But that's alright. So you can see I've got my yucca plants, potatoes, chrysanthemums, blueberries, coffee, and my hops over there. And again, the dew collectors. Water is everything in this game. Unfortunately, since they nerfed the water block trick, these things are just absolutely necessary. So we come inside. Now I've got storage outside. So I've got seeds, cooked food, well, old mini bike, and nothing in that one yet. And there's a plinth for a second turret when I get one. So in here we have the same sort of thing. We have my little forge. I have a workbench, which is making me yucca smoothies. And the fire, all the same. I've got storage. This is my crafting. Raw ingredients for food, mods, and other bits and pieces. medical supplies, and that's ammunition and fuel. I'll show you up. So up here we have the corn. The jump out of that is still a little bit glitchy, but if you have a look at the corn, like it's really, the detail is gorgeous, and the play of light. I really like standing up here. It's really beautiful. I used to have, on this side just here, I used to have a pool made of glass with candles underneath it, so you could sit. Candlelight would come up, and it was really gorgeous. But when they did the full release, that was when it was in the pre-release. When it switched to the full release, I noticed that if you have a glass block, so you've got like a 2x1, and you filled it with water, you couldn't actually jump out of it once you got in, so I got trapped in there and smashed. So I'll build another one at some point, but not just yet. So down here, this was my bedroom originally. I always build little bolt holes. Now it is the chemistry and grinding station, so that's my cement mixer that makes crushed sand and obviously concrete, and my chemistry station. And as we go down, we have the wall of mushrooms. So you grow my mushrooms down here. I don't really need any more at the moment, so I've just got them sitting there waiting to become seeds to fill the rest of the room. This is the mass storage for when I go industrial. At the moment, it's basically all empty because I've just built the other bases, so I've used a lot of the resources and come through here. And this is the mine here. So that mine you saw me plug, that was that one there. And this now goes all over the place. And as always happens, I was digging it with a pick. I only recently got the auger. Once I have the time, I will go through and basically just square this all up. So I'll build more pillars up, and I will cover the roof, bring the pillars down, clear everything in between, and make this a gigantic empty space until there's no resources left. So that's my little mine down there. So we come back up. So that's my primary little base. And I like this. This one's probably my favorite I've built for quite a while. I like the sort of architecture. I played a bit more with the architecture in this one. So that was just a little tower. That started off as just a little wooden tower, and it's grown and grown, and now I have my courtyard with my iron railings and the fence ringed in spikes. So, and there's no corner piece for the iron spikes, unfortunately. So I've got gaps there and there and there. But I like it. I like this little base. It's cute. It sort of sits nice. And I did some interesting little being able to make that transition nice. I didn't really pay much attention to aesthetics in my previous builds. So in fact I'm going to, God, he's noisy in this new one. Show you how to do the building. So when you hit reload, you can change this. And it took me a lot longer than I care to admit to understand this, even though the guys kept telling me. So then you can add that piece in, move him out, move this one, and then you can come inside and grab blend it in like that, or you can blend it like that. In fact, I think this whole part needs to be concrete, like the main structure. And as you can see, I've left the top part wood. There's no reason to go any further from a defensive, and I just think it looks prettier. So you've got like the concrete base and then the wooden top. That's little slopes. It just looks nice. So then we can... I haven't been up to the snow one in ages, and it's a pain in the butt because it's so far. But there is an airdrop over there, so I'm going to go and get this airdrop. Let me walk back out of here. Windy trail. I haven't done this on... Oh, hey! I haven't done this on the big bike before, and if you hit shift to accelerate, yeah, that gets a little bit bouncy. You'll very soon. So definitely the graphics have improved dramatically in this. They really have. Like, it's so much nicer. It's so much prettier. There's definitely less lag. Oh, I really should have stayed on a road. There's definitely less lag and jitter. And admittedly, I am comparing that to a lot of gameplay on the 1660 OC rather than this, which is the 3080. But, you know, turning the light on, the shadow, everything. Like, even you have a look at the smoke coming off that. You know, it's really quite good. Ooh, more books. I like books. So one of the biggest changes they made was these things to learn. So now you've got to basically scavenge everywhere to be able to learn things. Yay, I can make shotgun turrets now. I have actually been waiting for that, so I can finish off my horde base. But like, you come over, we'll go through and have a look at a house. Let's have a look at a house. So I'll get my magnum, make sure I'm loaded. Okay. Like, you know, you've got your little rocks and you've got your grass, and like the way the grass sways in the wind, it's just insane. There'll be a dog around here somewhere, which I friggin' hate. Someone was sleeping in the little cubby house. Just like the detail is just crazy. So, like, there's your screen door. Like, how good is that? Oh, it's locked. Well, luckily I have a universal flaming key. So, we come through. Oh, there's a little bit of food. Let's grab a little bit of food. You know, coffee maker. Oh, there's some coffee. It's always good for you. Some cupboards, pumpkins, cooking pots. Amazingly well preserved pumpkins. So, old sandwich we use them to make antibiotics. You know, old CRT TV, and it follows. Like, it actually follows. I've got a headlamp on. See? It's just nuts. I really do find it quite amazing. Oh, look, we've got a zombie, and we have decapitated a zombie, or we've scalped a zombie. There we go. Southern. I'd seen him. I hadn't actually gone and read it. Be locked. Dead zombie. Hello. Zombie in a radiation suit. And I'm going to steal all your medical supplies. Learn a bit more. Oh, I'm full. Well, I don't care about you. It's the only one that is actually of worth to me, really. At this point of the game, most of the stuff isn't really of huge use to me, if that makes sense. The low-level stuff that you find in these... I said die. Most of the stuff I find in these low-level points of interest aren't really... yeah, it isn't really much use to me. It doesn't hold much. But it's fun. And it was a good demonstration. Now, one of the things that does annoy me, though, is that you put your bike down, it doesn't show up as easily as you used to in the old ones, the older versions. Okay, let's... Look at that. Look at that smoke. It's just so cool. Let's see if I can chase down chicken. They are, surprisingly, they do have a decent dodge mechanism. So, like, they will try to get away, and they're relatively clever about it. Unlike the old ones, which would just run really fast. However, what they can't get away from If I remember to load my rifle. That was funny. And you, basically, the chickens give you bones, fat, feathers, and meat. And you can use that early on. It's very important. Now, it's not really any use to me at all. Basically, you just go hunting for books. So there's a lot of... There's still a lot of grind in the game. In fact, I would say there's more grind now than in the previous ones. But what... I don't know, it feels more plentiful. So even though you've still got to go and find these things, and it's not skills based, so I can't do the tricks that I used to do to quickly get to a level in a certain area, like to quickly build up my intelligence, for example, and then get it to the point that I can, your bunny, that I can get steel, and I can sort of, you sort of knew how you could. That was me running over a bunny, which is very mean of me. Oh, and I broke my bike. Okay, so I've got to now repair my bike. And build my bike. And now my bike works again. That's a dead animal on the road. You can cut them up and get rotted flesh, which you use to make the farm plots. And that's really it. You've got a bunch of different biodomes. You build horde bases, you'll get attacked by waves and waves and waves of bad guys, and cruise around. And honestly, I just really enjoy like mining and building. It's a lot. It really is a lot of fun for me. You know, you chop trees down, you plant more trees, you get your wood, you make your food, you go in, you talk to the traders, you hunt around for things like that white sphere that you just saw as I zipped past. That's nitrates. And so under them will be the deposits. And we make stuff. We come through, and the idea is to just keep going for as long as you've got energy to keep going. And it's just a really fun and varied game. And you can make a lot of stuff. Like, this is very utilitarian. There will be a base I make that is far more fun. Like, you can come through and you can make coolers and beds and lockers and chairs and those sort of things. You can make flags. But you can also, in here, if I go into this one and go reload, you've actually got furniture here as well. So you can actually make tables, and this is a lot more. You can make mirrors, so you can make crosses and balustrades, which is how I did the fences and the iron railings out there. You know, you can make plates, and you can make a giant clock if you want. Bowling pins. So you can make a lot of this stuff, and then you can paint it, so then you've got all these extra textures. You've got all these sort of little weird metal trusses. You can do quite a lot of very cool things. And then you've got more things that you can do here as well. So let me get rid of some of this junk. There, some iron. And so if I go in here and I go to the recipes for iron, like, you can make flaming barrels, you can make iron hatches, you can make beverage coolers, spinning blade traps, safes, which you saw. So you can make quite a lot of really interesting stuff. You know, there's drawbridges. So at some point I'm going to build a castle with a drawbridge just for fun. But there really is a lot of stuff that you can make and customize. There's a lot of other weapons as well, as sniper rifles and machine guns, automatic shotguns. There's a little robotic drone, which I'm desperate to get my little drone back. Chainsaws, so you can harvest wood. Flaming steel battle axes. So there's a lot. There really is a lot in this. That's my little tour of 7 Days to Die Alpha 21 and my little bases. Thanks very much. Have a good one.